what we discussed overall about the projection. Projection is formed on the weaving plane. So where how it will be projected on the weaving plane, either parallel or perspective way. Okay. So rays of projection decides two different types of projection. One is parallel, as another one is perspective. So rays projected from the center of projection, which pass through each point of the models and intersect the projection plane with respect to your axis plane, either xy or xz, or with respect to any weaving plane. Okay. And since everything is synthetic, which is not realistic, the projection plane can be in front of the models or inside the models or behind the models, where based on that we have two different types. One is parallel projection, another one is perspective projection. Okay. Where in parallel projection, what we discussed, we have discussed about direction of projection, where we consider the vector values. So in parallel projection, center of projections infinitely far from the weaving plane when you consider any weaving plane with respect to the weaving axis. Okay. So projectors will be parallel to each other on this particular weaving plane. So for that, you have to define the direction of the projection. So with respect to that, we have two different types. One is orthographic, another one is oblique. Whereas orthographic projection, the direction of projection is normal to weaving plane, which means the orthographic projection is perpendicular to the weaving plane. Perpendicular, that is 90 degree to the weaving plane. Where we have one more types under parallel projection, that is oblique. In that, the direction of projection is not normal to the weaving plane, which means it may not perpendicular to the weaving plane. Okay. So in parallel projection, we used to see the direction of projection on the weaving plane. So the example for parallel, better we can draw for drafting as well as CAD applications. Okay. And with respect to perspective projection, center of projection finite far from a view plane. Okay. So projectors will not be parallel to each other. We need to define the location of the center of projection. In parallel, it is direction of the projection. In perspective, center of the projection with respect to the point. Okay. So we have 1 point perspective projection, 2 point perspective projection, and 3 point. 1 point says about the parallel, and 2 point says about the angular, and 3 point says about your view, sky view. Okay. And compared to parallel projection, where in perspective projection looks realistic. Okay. So objects, where whatever you are going to view through the perspective projection, it has foreshortening, which means the objects further away appear smaller, which means when it moves towards the vanishing point. Okay. And the perspective projections are categorized by the number of axes to the weave plane, that is 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, and on 3 point perspective. Okay. As I said, 1 point perspective about parallel, 2 point perspective about angular, 3 point perspective about the bird view. Okay. And we have the endpoint perspective with respect to different weaving plane axis, x or y or z axis. Suppose for example, if you take, if the plane cuts z-axis, then lines parallel to the z-axis will meet at infinity. Why? Because suppose if you are having the x and y plane and you are going to view through z-axis, right? So both the line x and y will be parallel. Okay, so here the both x and y will not meet at infinity. Why? Because they are parallel to z-axis. Okay, if you have x y plane and your viewpoint is z-axis, in that case plane cuts the z-axis, then the lines parallel to z-axis will meet at infinity, and lines parallel to x or y axis will not meet at infinity because they are parallel to the view plane. So that we used to call as a one point perspective. With respect to that, the vanishing point in one point perspective projection parallel to z lines of x z plane and parallel to lines to z in y z plane will vanish. Okay, vanishing point on viewing plane corresponded to the infinity in your world coordinate model. Okay, and next about 2-point perspective. Okay, if the plane cuts z x and z axis, then lines parallel to x axis or the z axis will meet at infinity. The lines parallel to the y axis will not meet at infinity because they are parallel to the view plane, right? So which means the z axis as well as the residing factor, okay, and the lines parallel to the y-axis will not meet at infinity, right? Because they are parallel to the viewing plane. When you consider the viewing plane, okay, so this is 2-point perspective where you can see 2-point perspective with the respective your viewing plane is parallel to y-axis. In that case, parallel to y-axis intersecting both x as well as z-axis, you can see two different vanishing point. Okay, and third one is if the plane cuts the x comma y comma z axis, then lines parallel to x comma y or z axis will meet at infinity, which means your all 3 points, okay, will meet at infinity if the lines if the plane all 3 planes from your any viewing point, okay, what we say, the sky view, okay, that is 3-point perspective. So in that case what will happen, the vanishing points of all 3 axes occur when viewing plane intersect to all the 3 axes. Okay, and we can say these n-point perspectives can work with any combination of your x and y and z axis. And this is about your perspective projection, how we are going to specifying in a 3D view when you are going to write your OpenGL functions with respect to your projection. So you need to know the type of projection, whether it is parallel projection or perspective projection. And after that, when you are going to view through any specified window, okay, when you are going to draw the particular object model and you are going to apply this parallel as well as perspective projection, further you are going to view through the screen coordinates. So for that you should know the clipping volume. So how we will specify in OpenGL. We used to specify the GL ortho for parallel projections, that is orthogonal projection, and we used to use the function GL frustum for perspective projection. In that perspective, where perspective as well as your oblique. Okay, so in parallel projection, we used to write GL ortho function specifying left, right, bottom, top, near, far. Okay, and where we used this GL frustum in the Cube program, right, as well as Cube program to when you are going to view the cube in 3D view. Okay, so GL perspective projection, GL frustum, where specifying your left, right, bottom, top, near, for values. Okay, for perspective projections. And in general, your view plane defined by point on the plane, that is about your viewing reference point. Okay, normal to the plane pointing towards center of projection, where says about parallel your view plane. Okay, view plane normal, and view plane can be anywhere in world space, and the center of projection represents the location of the viewer or the camera's lens. Then further, what you do, you used to check through your viewing reference point and viewing plane normal coordinates. Okay, so how will you specify? Through a program, and you will specify using GL ortho for parallel projection and GL frustum for perspective projection. Okay, and the basic differences between your perspective projection as well as parallel projection. So the perspective projections can be described as the projector lines that converge at center of projection, and here it may look the realistic. In parallel projection, okay, it is direction of projection. A parallel projection is a projection of an object in three-dimensional space onto a fixed plane, referred as projection plane or image plane, where rays known as line of sight or projection lines are parallel to each other. Okay, types we have with respect to perspective, we have 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Here we have orthogonal as well as oblique. And accurate view of object between these two. Perspective projection cannot give the accurate view of object. Why? Because most of it is not parallel, when parallel projection can give accurate view of object. Why? Because it views through a viewing plane, and as well as it is parallel, and as well as orthogonal projection looks through perpendicular. Okay, and object representation, when you are going to take any model, and how we are going to represent. Okay, in perspective projection it represents three-dimensional way, and in parallel projection it the objects in different way, like telescope, how you are going to view the object closer or away. Okay, so realistic view of object, perspective will give the realistic compared to your parallel. Okay, even though it is synthetic, like, but compared to parallel, it is in perspective we have realistic view. Okay, so distance of the object from the center of projection. Okay, here your center of projection is finite, and here it is infinite. Why? Because here we consider the center of projection, and here we consider direction of projection. Okay, the distance of the object from center of projection is finite here, so that here in parallel projection the distance of the object from the center of projection is infinite. Why? Here we consider the direction of projection. And projector in perspective is not parallel, and here it is parallel. Okay, and the preservation, how we are going to see the relative proportion to an object. Okay, preservation of relative portion of one object. Here in perspective projection, it cannot preserve the relative proportion of an object, where with respect to parallel it can. Okay, and the line of projection in perspective it is not parallel, where in parallel projection or parallel. This is about the basic difference of perspective as well as parallel projections. Okay, and next about your 3D viewport transformations. If you take any object with respect to your projection way, perspective or parallel, finally you are going to look the particular object model to an any screen coordinates. To that, what you have to do, you have to perform the clipping. Okay, further the you have to, how you are going to view on your normal screen coordinates by using your viewport transformations. Okay, so the normalized view volume cube, where extending from your minimum value to the maximum value. Okay, and x window minimum, y window minimum, and as well as near to x window maximum, y window maximum, to far, where you are considering the depth value should be mapped to a screen viewport. Okay, in that case, suppose if you are going to consider through your z view, where you are extending the viewport value with respect to x and y. So in that case, your z information is stored for depth calculation, and in that, when you are going to renormalize, the depth value will be considered the ranges from 0 to 1. When you are going to put into your matrix form in the viewport transformations to your normalized view volume on your 3D screen with respect to your z, which means the depth value. Here you can write x viewport maximum minus x viewport minimum divided by your window coordinates, similarly with respect to y, and here near minus far value. Okay, so this is your matrix representation. As I told you, we are going to see the example problems for perspective as well as parallel projections. Along with that, we will see the example problems for the viewport transformations also. So viewport transformations, and when you are going to do a normalized device coordinates on your 3D screen coordinates, once we have normalized projection coordinates, what you do, you process the clipping. Okay, for a clipping, how many values you consider? For the clipping, you will consider here 6 values, where in 2D clipping we consider 4 values with respect to x window minimum, maximum, y window minimum, maximum, whereas here we are going to consider the depth value z, so near or far. So clipping can be done on symmetric, okay, symmetric cube, and which will be viewed through your screen coordinates. After clipping, the cube contents can be transferred to the screen coordinates. Okay, for as I said, for x and y the same as in 2D, where here in 3D where we are going to take the depth element with respect to your z coordinates must be retained for visibility testing as well as surface rendering. Again, when you are going to consider the depth value, okay, you have to check whether it is in the image space. Okay, again, for that we have various algorithms with respect to your depth value. Okay, and how we are going to uh, view check the visibility. Okay, to do the visibility testing as well as surface rendering, we have various algorithms. For example, you can classify uh, two different algorithms where z buffer as well as backface. Okay, that we'll see detailedly in next. So as far as in viewport transformation, as well as when you are going to view the two normal 3D screen coordinates, so you have to process the particular object model to the clipping. Okay, considering 6 different values with respect to x as well as y window coordinates as well as your depth value. Okay, and here in z coordinates must be retained for visibility as well as visibility testing as well as surface rendering. Okay, and there are few 3D viewing functions. How will you write through your OpenGL code? And GLU lookout, where is one of the 3D viewing function and which specifies three-dimensional viewing parameters. So how many values you consider for GLU lookout function you are going to write? So GLU lookout, open the bracket, you have to write with respect to 3D view the camera comma up vector and the reference point. So 3 different parametric values you have to consider for GLU lookout function. Okay, so example, how will you write GLU lookout? Open the bracket, first camera x comma y comma z coordinates comma up vector value x comma y comma z comma your reference point. Okay, reference point with respect to your viewing x comma y comma z. So totally you consider for GLU lookout function 9 parametric values. Okay, next about GL ortho, which specifies the parameter for clipping window with respect to your orthogonal projection, parallel projection. Okay, so specify the parameters for clipping window and the near and far clipping and for on orthogonal projections. So how will you specify the values? You specify the values GL ortho, open the bracket, and you will write left, right, bottom, top, and near and far. Next about GLU perspective, where you are going to specify the perspective projection through your OpenGL function using GLU perspective, which specify the view angle as well as other parameters for symmetric perspective projections. Okay, after specifying GLU's perspective, where you can write the function using GL frustum, where GL frustum function used to write for perspective projections, specifying left, right, top, bottom, near, and far. Okay, so specifies parameters for a clipping window and near and far clipping planes for a perspective projections. Okay, which will work for your perspective symmetric as well as perspective symmetric or oblique. Okay, so when you write the clip plane value with respect to your 3D weaving, how will you specify the parameters? Specify for an optional clipping plane. How will you specify GL clip plane? By specifying your viewport coordinates. Okay, and viewport coordinates with respect to your left, right, top, bottom, and as well as your depth value. Okay,